Welcome to BNews Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNews Director Rich Hosford, BNews reporters Chris Flaherty and Robert Parris, Peter Brown with the weather, and Ian Cassiola with the Community Bulletin Board. Thank you for joining us. The Planning Board will once again appeal a decision made by the Zoning Board of Appeals and the town's building inspector. The issue at hand is a 75-foot tall LED wall with a 16-foot electric sign that was approved for the Millipore business on the Summit campus at 400 to 600 Wheeler Road. The smaller sign will say something like "Welcome to Millipore Sigma," and the larger sign may change its presentation daily or weekly. Summit is right at the end of Route 3 coming south. However, under the provisions of a general bylaw approved by a town meeting in 2011, digital signs are prohibited, which is why the Planning Board decided to get involved. Before going to the ZBA, the Millipore representatives first had to file an application with the town's building inspector. At that meeting, the building inspector made a decision to call a 75-foot digital sign art, which exempts it from the bylaw passed in 2011 and any other sign regulations in town. The 16-foot sign was determined as a sign, so it does apply and is prohibited under the aforementioned bylaw. Members of the Planning Board did not agree with this decision and argued against the digital sign being labeled as art. Member Barbara LaRue said that Millipore and the building inspector were playing a semantics game to get around the bylaw. The Planning Board approved a motion to take action on this matter to prevent digital signs and wall art at the location. They also voted to appeal the decision of the building inspector that this is wall art and is not subject to the 2011 sign bylaw or any other bylaw in town. Members expressed regret at having to appeal another decision of the ZBA after the lengthy proceedings last year in regard to stovetop ovens at the Marriott Residence Inn in the district. Member Joe Mpemba said he was sick of having to police the building inspector. Although in that previous decision, the Planning Board was both defendant and plaintiff suing itself. In an unusual move for the group, the Burlington Board of Health handed down a compromise decision to a business that failed a tobacco compliance sting that included a fine but not a suspension of tobacco sales. Representatives of Noria Energy Corp., which owns multiple Hess gas stations in town, were before the board after an employee at the station at 140 Cambridge Street failed a May 23 sting and sold tobacco products to a minor. This was the business' second violation with a 24-month period, which would normally mean a one-week suspension of tobacco sales. However, representatives from the company, which has had similar issues at a couple of other stations in the past couple of years, explained to the board the measures they had taken to prevent the sale of age-restricted products to minors. They said that all employees must undergo online training and be certified and then recertified annually. They have also placed scanners on all their cash registers that identify age-restricted products and lock the sale until a valid Massachusetts identification is scanned. On top of that, the company did an investigation into the incident and found that the employee involved had used his own license to bypass the scanner system. They also found out he was under investigation by the Burlington Police Department for illegally selling marijuana. Members of the Board of Health were receptive to the story and impressed by the security measures that the company had put in place. Vice Chair Ed Weiner suggested the board make a compromise in light of the company's attempts to prevent the sale of tobacco to minors. He said they could waive the 7-day suspension that would normally come with a second violation, but still count the incident. That means if it happens again, the next violation will count as the store's third, bringing a 30-day prohibition of suspension of tobacco sales. The board voted 4-0 to approve the compromise decision on the condition that the company begin doing background checks on all employees by September. A Burlington native is headed to the big leagues, I believe actually the 8th Burlington native which has been drafted into the big leagues. UMass Lowell sophomore outfielder Chris Sharp of Burlington became the 21st player in Lowell's program history to be drafted after being selected in the 14th round of the 2017 Major League Baseball draft by the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a notice from UMass Lowell. As the 418th overall pick, Sharp is the highest selected Riverhawk since Jack Leatherich was picked at the 5th round of the 2011 draft, the announcement states. Sharp, despite missing part of the season because of an injury, was named to the All-New England second team after posting a .333 batting average with 44 hits and 25 RBIs. Those at-bats included 16 doubles and 7 home runs. The sophomore also paced the offense with 4 triples and 89 total bases to register an on-base percentage of .432 and a slugging percentage of .685. The center fielder recorded 12 multiple hit games and 6 multiple RBI games and registered a team-long 20-game reaching base streak, the announcement stated. He also picked up 4 assists while posting a fielding percentage of .978. Head coach Ken Herring said Sharp getting drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates is a tremendous example of what hard work can do, adding that the Pirates are not only going to have the opportunity to sign a great player, but more importantly, a great person. Burlington's Farmers Market opened for the first time this season on Thursday on the lawn of the Grandview Farm. BNews reporter Robert Paris went down to check it out and has this look.
Strawberries, maple syrup, and homemade cookies? Where can you find these delectable items? One place you can buy them from local vendors is the Burlington Farmers Market. On Thursday, June 15th, the Burlington Farmers Market opened for its summer and fall season. This year, the market has moved to a new location, Grandview Farm, right next to the Burlington Rec Department and the Senior Center.
We have a great new venue this year for 2017 season at the Grandview Farm site. We got some great new vendors signed up this year. We got Arrowhead Family Farm and a few others that are new this year.
There were a wide variety of new vendors this year, ranging from unique food products to homemade jewelry.
My name is Kathy Burgess Fumicello, and my business name is Beeden and Eden. And I'm traveling from the Keene, New Hampshire area. So this is my first time down here trying to do a Burlington market. So I have nothing to compare it to, but I tried the Davis Square one last year because I grew up in Somerville. So I wanted to come back down in this area. I make all different jewelry with different gemstones. I make the clasps myself. They're handmade out of sterling silver wire. And I use agates and jaspers, and I have some pearls, Swarovski crystal, you name it, picture jasper, black onyx, turquoise, a little bit of amethyst, from A to Z.
We own Grace Granola. We cook our product with all natural flavorings and seasonings, and we have 2/3 less the sugar and 2/3 less the fat of any recipe that we have found out there. And we show people that granola is just more than just being topped on yogurt. You can cook with it. You can add it to your salads, your favorite desserts. It's a great way to interact with your kids, to introduce them to cooking and have them feel like they were part of it. We also sell a sea salt caramel sauce that we make all homemade as well. And we have what we call our spiced one, meaning all warm flavors. So it's basically apple pie in a jar. All you need is the apple.
Eric, a Burlington resident, was very excited to see the farmers market in a new location.
I think it's great. We've been coming here for years and everything. It's great. The kids love it. They have activities for the kids, and they have really good prices on the fruits and vegetables and everything here. So we like to come check it out every year.
Residents of Burlington will have plenty of time to stop by the farmers market this year.
We're going to be here until October 12th, so plenty of time for people to come and get their pumpkins, fall harvest. We're going to have a fall harvest festival. So yeah, way into the season.
From the farmers market, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Weekly.
Burlington Relay for Life was at Varsity Field last Saturday night. BNews Director Rich Hosford was at the annual fund drive for the American Cancer Society and files this report.
Last Saturday evening, the varsity field track at Burlington High School was filled with enthusiastic people dedicated to walking through the night to fight cancer. It was the 2017 Burlington Relay for Life to raise money for the American Cancer Society and to support those battling the disease and honor the memory of everyone who has succumbed to it. The event brought out people of all ages who were united in a single cause.
Yeah, so Relay for Life is a community-based event. It's almost completely volunteer run, and it's different in every community. So in Burlington, they have different traditions that they do, and basically we just have teams that sign up, participate to fundraise for the fight against cancer, and we like to have someone walking the track at all times because cancer never sleeps, so neither do we. So that's what we're here for.
The money raised at the 5,000 relays that take place all over the world each year go towards a variety of programs.
So the money provides research funding. We have a whole sector that does research on finding new cancer treatments and different ways to help prevent cancer. We provide housing for patients in our Hope Lodges, and we provide rides for our patients as well for different transportation. So if they can't afford to go to their treatments, we provide transportation for them. We also have different programs. The Look Good, Feel Better program. That is for our breast cancer, mostly breast cancer survivors or women undergoing cancer who have lost their hair. We help them get wigs and help them do their makeup so that they can feel back in society again.
This year, the weather was in the organizers' favor, which has not always been the case, and they were happy with the turnout.
Fabulous. I mean, the people here are always enthusiastic. The weather helps. We have some new teams. We couldn't ask for anything better, to be honest, this year. We've done great.
One might expect an event organized to fight cancer might be a somber event. However, though there were poignant moments, the atmosphere at Relay was celebratory, and there were many fun activities for participants. This, organizers said, was part of what makes Relay the event it is.
So we thrive on hope here, right? There's always another day. We're here for our survivors. So we celebrate those who have survived. We remember those we have lost, and we're constantly fighting back. So the atmosphere here we have, during Luminari, it gets a little sad. We hear those sad stories, and we remember those we have lost. But the rest of the time we're here, we're holding strong and holding out hope for everyone still fighting, and we stand united. So everyone is very connected, very excited. The atmosphere is really amazing.
So we have a lot going on here today. We have Capital Grill on site. They're cooking for us, lobster rolls, burgers, tips. We have 104.1 serving ice cream. We have Elise Abbott currently doing Zumba. We have Brian Greslick who's staying in the Survivor tent. We just have a lot going on, a lot of activities. So please think about joining us next year. It's never too late to get involved.
Young participants we spoke to said they thought the event was a great way to bring the community together for a common cause.
I think Relay for Life's a great community event because it really gets the town of Burlington together, just like we work together just to fight for this great cause.
I think it's great that we raise awareness and we get to raise a lot of money and we help everyone through their hard times in life and their emotions.
It's great that everyone here is to support cancer and to find a cure.
Everyone is affected by cancer in some way, and the kids we spoke to share the reason why they were there.
I've been doing Relay since like 6th grade, I think, and I've just thought it was always a great cause, and my grandma has cancer and she's been in remission, so that's why I do it.
Well, I've been doing this since elementary school, and I've been doing it with girls who have been my best friends for my whole life. And recently, in February, my grandpa passed away of cancer, so that's just another reason that I participate.
My Aunt Martha, my Aunt Shelley, and my grandpa, because they have cancer, so I'm doing that for them.
I have a grandmother who died of breast cancer, and so that's why I'm here.
This is my 3rd year doing Relay, and I recently had a cousin diagnosed, and I've had 2 cousins that have suffered with cancer. I've just had so many family members that it's just such a good thing to give back to the people who have suffered and died with cancer and stuff.
I also spoke to a young cancer survivor and his sisters.
All right, and I am here with, can you guys tell me your names?
Jessica, Martin, Katie.
And what do you think about Relay for Life?
It's really fun, and I like it because you get to honor all the survivors on the first lap.
Right, and what do you think?
I think it's really fun because you get to do cool stuff and you get to run and get exercise.
Yeah, exercise is always good. And what do you think about all the people coming out, like so many people?
I think that they are doing a really good job helping to stop the fight for cancer.
All right. And anything else you want to say? I mean, I see you're wearing a Survivor shirt. You want to just talk about how you're feeling?
I'm feeling good right now, and I survived, and I feel glad about it.
Everybody does. All right, well, thank you very much for your time.
Finally, the most poignant moment of the evening is the luminary ceremony when bags are lit for those battling cancer and those who have been lost to the disease. At Burlington Relay for Life, I'm BNews Director Rich Hosford.
The Burlington Democratic Town Committee held a candidate forum with the 3 Democratic candidates for the 4th Middlesex State Senate race. One of the questions that was asked about the legalization of recreational marijuana and a proposed bill that would have doubled the taxes on it to more than twice what was voted last November. Let's take a look at those responses.
I think it's important that we get the marijuana legislation done right. I think that's important, especially around the issue of adolescence and exposure to our community. But the voters in this district and across the Commonwealth made their voice heard very loudly, and that was that they wanted to legalize recreational marijuana in the Commonwealth. And I think some of us can agree with that decision, some of us can disagree with it, and that's okay. But the voters have decided. And whatever Beacon Hill wants to implement, we need to make sure that the will of the voters who voted for it in good faith, that we keep that promise to what they did.
The House came out with a bill that would tax marijuana at 28%. Guys, we don't tax alcohol at 1%, okay? And so what we're looking at is again, I think the legislature getting in the way of what the voters have asked for. The bill that was in that we voted on said that there would not be marijuana available to adolescents. It set the age, okay, at 21. We have so it's very clear that that can't happen. But now they're saying we're going to tax it at 28%, which is going to turn it right back into an underground economy. We're not going to address the issues that we wanted to address by making it legal so that we could actually tax it.
I support the main provisions of the law, and I was waiting to kind of see what these recommendations could be, and I got the sense that it was going to be upwards of 28%, and when you start adding in the local taxes and you're talking 30% anyway, and like Cindy said, we don't tax any of the other, we don't tax alcohol anywhere near that rate. So
20 seconds.
It is concerning. People are very anxious about where this is going, and all I can say is that I hope there will be a tremendous outcry from people from outside the State House when they do hear what's going to happen, that they do make those calls and talk and calls and calls and calls. So I am also very concerned about where we are with this.
You can see complete coverage of the candidate forum on BCAT later next week. The Burlington Board of Selectmen approved 2 expenses from the Handicapped Parking Fine Funds on behalf of the Disability Access Commission, or DAC, during the meeting Monday night. DAC co-chair Maura Mazaka was at the meeting to request the use of the funds. The money for the fund is provided by tickets and fines given to people who illegally park in handicapped spots. The use of the funds requires the approval of DAC and the Board of Selectmen jointly. The first request was to spend $3,000 to cover the difference in cost between standard portable restroom units and handicap accessible portable restroom units at recreational fields, playgrounds, and events across town. The request was made on behalf of the Burlington Recreation Department. The second request was for $1,897 to upkeep and maintain the town's Automark voting machine that makes voting easier for people with sensory disabilities. Mazaka, who is blind, said the machine lets people like her vote not only independently but also privately. 3rd Avenue Burlington highlighted some of its fine eateries along Restaurant Row at their recent 3rd edition of the Taste of 3rd Avenue event. BNews entertainment reporter Chris Flaherty was out and about the 3rd Avenue Way and has a look at the tastes, sounds, and happenings at 3rd Ave.
Hi everybody, Chris Flaherty here down at 3rd Ave, and as you know, 3rd Ave is the place to be seen here in Burlington, and today is the Taste of 3rd Ave, and we're going to go around and sample all the great things the restaurants and retailers of 3rd Ave have to offer, so it's going to be a great day. Stick around. I'm here with Paula from the Burlington Education Foundation. Paula, how you doing today?
Very well, thank you. How could you not be on a beautiful day like today?
Absolutely, it's a beautiful day. How did the BEF get involved with the Taste of 3rd Ave?
Well, oddly enough, Nordblum has been one of our top sponsors for years in the making, and they invited us to be their community sponsor this year, and we are delighted. Every single one of these storefronts has been a great sponsor of the BEF. The restaurants are incredibly responsive and supportive of our initiatives. They give us thousands of dollars worth of gift cards and raffle items. There's others that give us cash donations. So we are absolutely delighted to be here and be part of this great event.
So what are we guys tasting today?
So we have our MVPs. They're like Gatorades. They're actually really good. We have no artificial sweeteners or colors in them. We have them in the flavors orange, lemon, lime, and fruit punch. And we also are sponsoring our little pop chips, which come in sea salt and cheddar. We have family packs, and we sell them individually too.
Awesome. What do you guys like best about working with Wegmans?
They're so sweet.
Yeah,
Everyone's
they're
just-
really great. It's a great company to work for.
What brings Kiss 108 to the Taste of 3rd Ave?
We were asked to be here, and we are very happy to be here today.
How long you been with Kiss 108?
I have been working with KISS for about 2 years now.
Have you met any cool musicians, bands?
I have. We recently had Niall Horan from One Direction in a couple weeks ago, which was really great. We actually just moved to a new building, so we have an awesome, huge studio that we get to invite clients and have awesome contests for winners to come in. It's awesome.
The Nudie family bought it a little bit over 30 years ago. We opened up the 3rd Ave location about 2 years in September. So it's our 3rd store. We have one in Concord and Bedford, and now Burlington.
Wow. So what are you guys doing for the Taste of 3rd Ave today?
So we have a few different samples, a sorbet, a couple ice creams, our 3rd Ave one, which is only sold here, and it's caramel ice cream with Heath Bar and fudge swirl, which is probably our best seller over here.
So everybody that comes into David's Tea gets a free 16-ounce iced tea. And then the members for the 3rd Avenue, we have some really great tea-infused chocolates and goodies. Because David's Tea, we just don't drink our tea. We have it in chocolates and shortbreads, lip balms, hand creams, so we're very innovative.
So Quinstance is a specialty store, and we specialize in 90% American-made goods.
Well, we have DJ Sprino on the beats over there. We're offering some great sales, some free classes, some kid activities, just family fun, having a good day today.
Yeah, King's a really fun spot, And this event's really awesome. Everyone gets to walk around, get a little taste of all the businesses in the area, so it's a cool time. Right now we have barbecue pulled pork sliders, and they are delicious.
Very nice.
We're an American sports bar. It's like an elegant American cuisine. We have huge TVs, great sports events. The food's excellent and great drinks. So we're giving away tuna sashimi crostini and then pretzel bites with cheese and sriracha in the middle.
Serve some of the freshest ingredients you got. Use all kinds of Italian fare, using all kinds of New England farms, all local bounties. Trying to serve a really good product at a really, really reasonable price to these folks in Burlington.
So what are you guys doing for the Taste of 3rd Ave today?
We got some homemade pasta, we got some penne pomodoro, house-made sauce, and we have some handcrafted meatballs for you folks today. So
sounds molto bene.
It's molto bene. Ciao, my friend.
Once again, it's been another great day here at 3rd Ave, and if you haven't been down to 3rd Ave yet, I highly suggest you do. Once again, a lot of great places to eat and a lot of great places to shop down here. It's the place to be seen in Burlington. Until next time, I'm Chris Flaherty for BNews Weekly. See you back in the studio.
You can look forward to a half-hour special on the Taste of 3rd Avenue, hosted by BNews entertainment reporter Chris Flaherty, coming soon to BCAT TV and at bcattv.org. The Rotary Club of Burlington is pleased to announce that Rita Orkanian will be the president of the Rotary Club of Burlington High School Interact Club for the 2017-2018 school year. Rita will be entering her senior year at Burlington High School. She has been a member of the Interact Club since her freshman year and has been a member of the Board of Directors for all 3 years. Rita has great leadership skills and will lead the club in many of the community service projects planned for the upcoming year. Excuse me. The Interact Club is a community service club that meets twice a month at Burlington High School. Members of the Rotary Club of Burlington are advisors to the club. We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center for the latest forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Ian Casciola to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the upcoming period.
And I'm sure you remember the past few days, we had some really, really hot conditions here around the Burlington area. We saw temperatures in the low and middle 90s, so we really had a true feeling of summer, that's for sure, the past week or so. But as you notice here, as we start out our period, can you believe it, in middle of June already? Time is really flying by. We're going to start out Friday with temperatures maybe about 10 degrees below average. I think actually we're only going to climb up into the upper 60s maybe tomorrow, with a little bit of maybe some cloud cover. So kind of typical of what we saw mostly in May and the start of June. But as we get towards, and of course we're going to be much further away from these record highs than we were a couple of days ago, that's for sure. Now look at this as we get into the end of our period, June 22nd. We will be into officially summer at that point. So it will be summer at that time. And look at this, our average highs by that time should be up around 80. And we're going to see temperatures are going to be pretty average as we get into the end of the period and into the official start of summer. And as you notice right here, I just wanted to let you know, our days really do not get any longer than they are right now at this point. Because, of course, starting out June 21st, we're going to see the summer solstice coming up, and that will be the longest period of daylight that we have. After that, the days start getting shorter again. I know it's really something else, but don't worry about that. We won't be really noticing a change in the amount of daylight till we get to the end of August, almost the beginning of September. So don't worry about that. We have some great weather to come, and the summer is just about here. As we move ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on for the next 7 days here in the Burlington area. Now, as we can see here, this is going to be a fairly typical late spring, early summer pattern. We're going to see a series of small systems swinging by the southern New England area. That's going to bring us a chance of some pop-up showers and storms, maybe every other day or so. So, of course, we're going to have some warm conditions. It's going to warm up the ground quite a bit, leads to some instability, and so we'll get those chances for showers and storms maybe every other day or so. However, I just wanted to bring your attention to this small low-pressure center that's going to be passing us by on Friday. This may bring us a little bit more in terms of some cloudy and cooler conditions here in the Burlington area, and maybe a steadier period of light rain. So keep that in mind if you have to be out and about on Friday. We may have a start to our weekend with a little bit of some wet conditions. So, of course, something that's not new to us here after the spring that we've had, that's for sure. But after that goes by, we're going to have fairly pleasant conditions again with the chance of showers and storms each and every day. And for those of you who don't really like the intense heat, it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any temperatures way up in the 90s for any time soon, that's for sure. But as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit more information about, of course, the summer solstice coming up. Now, the summer solstice is going to be actually at 12:24 a.m. on Wednesday morning for any of those who will be up waiting for that, that's for sure. And basically what that means is the northern hemisphere is now completely turned towards the direct path of the sun's rays. And this is as far and as close as the northern hemisphere gets to the sun's rays at this time of the year. Once we get by June 21st, the Earth is going to start to tilt back, and we're going to start to gradually turn away from the sun. So even though we're going to see warmer conditions as we go into the rest of June and early July, we are actually going to be starting to turn again away from the sun, and that's going to, of course, lead us into cooler temperatures by the time we get to September and October, that's for sure. But as we go ahead, I want to show you some of the great weather that we have coming up for the next 7 days. And of course, as you see here Friday, again, I'm a little bit optimistic with temperatures around 70. I think it's only going to be maybe in the mid to upper 60s here in Burlington. If you're in Boston at all or anywhere near the seacoast, we may see temperatures only, maybe around 60, maybe in the upper 50s. And that's going to bring a chance of, again, a little bit steadier rain, maybe a few breaks of sunshine here and there in the Burlington area. But, of course, as we get on towards the weekend, look at this, by the time we get to Sunday, temperatures really ramping up again, back up into the mid-80s. So a real summertime feel, and that's going to bring a lot of humidity into the Burlington area as well. So a little bit more uncomfortable as we get towards the end of the weekend for any plans that you might have outdoors. But then look at this, as we start into the start of next week and getting into the first official day of summer on Wednesday. We're going to see temperatures on Monday fairly warm again in the mid-80s. They're going to cool down a little bit as we get towards the middle of the week, but down to about seasonable levels in between the 75 and 80 degree range. But really, looking ahead, there's really no big storms that look to be coming to affect us, except for the little bit of light rain maybe on Friday. Other than that, we have fairly nice conditions to start out summer. So everyone, I hope you can get out there and enjoy the weekend. And here comes summer. It is on its way.
Hello, and welcome to your community calendar. Summer is here, and that means the return of kid-friendly music on the town common. On Monday, June 26th, the Toe Jam Puppet Band will be performing at the town common at 6:30 p.m. The Toe Jam Puppet Band offers a special brand of hands-on children's entertainment that grown-ups can actually enjoy. The performances are very active, encouraging kids and parents to sing and dance along with the band as they entertain with a unique combination of original songs, shadow puppetry, and storytelling. Everyone is welcome, and the event is free. For more info, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Are you finding it hard to train your brand new dog? Then this event is for you. On Thursday, June 22nd, from 6 to 8 p.m., the Burlington Rec Department is having a dog obedience training session at the Mary P.C. Cummings estate. You will also be shown how to correct common problems such as jumping, pulling on the leash, barking, socializing, aggression, housebreaking, etc. Participants may attend with or without a dog, limited to 1 dog per person. All dogs must be up to date on their shots and be on a 6-foot leash. Please bring treats and a favorite toy as well as any training collars or aids that you use. The training session costs $20 per person. Pre-registration is required. For more info, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Looking to spend a day on 2 beautiful New England islands? On Saturday, July 8th, the Burlington Rec Department is having a day trip to Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. Nantucket, a tiny isolated island off of Cape Cod, features dune-backed beaches. It is marked by its unpainted cedar-shingled buildings, manicured privets, wharves, and cobblestone streets, lined with restaurants, steeple-topped churches, and chic boutiques. Martha's Vineyard sits in the Atlantic, just south of Cape Cod. This longtime New England summer colony, a favorite of celebrities, encompasses harbor towns, farmland, lighthouses, and sandy beaches. Everyone is welcomed. Pre-registration is required. The cost of the trip is $143 per person. For more info and to register, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. This has been your community calendar. I'm Ian Casiola. Back to you in the studio.
The spring sports season is wrapping up. We go now to BNews reporter Robert Paris for the latest Red Devils action.
Hey everyone, I'm Robert Paris for your weekly sports report. The spring season has come to an end at Burlington High, and what a successful spring it was. The softball girls were the last ones standing as they qualified for the Division II North semifinals before falling to Swampscott last week by a 3-1 score, with sophomore Christina Clark earning the league MVP award. The future looks great for the Red Devils. In all, the 6 tournament-eligible teams at Burlington all reached the playoffs, maybe for the first time ever. 3 of the Red Devils teams won at least one round of the tournament, and both the baseball and softball teams were North semi-finalists. The track teams also had a solid year, with the boys winning plenty of hardware, including a league title, the state relay crown, and the Division III team title. Coach Matt Carr is at the Nationals this weekend with several Red Devils. More on that next week. The biggest news of the week is in the world of professional baseball. Former BHS standout Chris Sharp, who now plays Division I college ball at UMass Lowell, was selected in the Major League Baseball draft. Sharp was picked in the 14th round by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Congrats to Chris and the Sharp family. That's all for sports. I'm Robert Paris. Now back to you guys in the studio.
This week's photo was a validation of all the rain we've been getting so far this spring. This photo was one of mine and shows a peony in my garden in full bloom. I'm not much of a photographer, but those iPhones help out quite a bit. Peonies are flowering plants native to Asia, Europe, and Western North America that flower in late spring or early summer. Unfortunately, they've already gone, wilted already. They have been celebrated by many cultures, both among Eastern cultures and closer to home. A peony is the official flower of both Taiwan and the state of Indiana. The flower has also been the subject of much lore. In the Middle Ages, they were often painted with their ripe seed capsules, since it was the seeds, not the flowers, which were medically significant. Ancient superstition dictated that great care be taken not to be seen by a woodpecker while picking the plant's fruit, or the bird might peck out one's eyes. Finally, mischievous nymphs were said to hide in the petals of the peony, giving it the meaning of shame or bashfulness in the language of flowers. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or photos of your family members and pets, whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with photo in the subject line. Okay, that's it for the news desk here at BNews Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Rich Hosford, Chris Flaherty, Robert Parrish, Peter Brown, and Ian Casiola. Thank you for joining us.